Thank you, City Manager. With that, I'll open it up to any questions.
Chief,
understanding
what can you
that
tell us about this individual?
I can tell you the suspect is a Asian male adult, and that's all I have on him at this time.
Have we had any run-ins with him before?
That's the investigation's ongoing, and I don't have any information. Obviously, we've been very busy trying to ensure that the scene's being processed properly, and most importantly, making that notification to the children and his ex-wife.
You know, there was the officer-involved shooting last night. Do you think this could be any possible retaliation in any way from last night?
No, I don't think this personally. It's speculation on my part. I don't believe for a minute this has anything to do with the officer-involved shooting last night.
Chief, these Walmart employees who tackled this individual, you mentioned them just a few moments ago. Describe that scene for us, and what did they tell you that they did?
Well, preliminarily, what I have is that after they saw the altercation, the officer shot and the officer go down, they immediately tackled him, took him to the ground, and he was disarmed. The officer was able to put out a broadcast that he had been shot. We had a responding officer that was his backup officer already en route. Man, this is a routine call. I mean, what makes our jobs deadly is that there's no such thing as routine, and at any moment you can go from being stopped at a red light to being engaged in a fight for your life. And so I can tell you that when he responded and he arrived, they already had the suspect on his back, and they were able to point him out, and he was able to take him into custody, recover their firearm, and thankfully nobody else got hurt.
Chief, we saw
The question was, how old was the officer?
You know, I'm sorry, I don't have his age.
Chief, we heard from shoppers in the store that they did go into lockdown. Can you kind of describe for us what the store did at the point when all of this was going on with the rest of the employees, with the shoppers who were in there?
Well, they did go into lockdown, and I tell you that Walmart did an outstanding job, not only of responding, I think, intuitively, instinctively, but they called 911 immediately. They provided us information immediately, and I think it speaks to the training that obviously this corporation provides their employees, because they responded appropriately. I would just say this about our officer. I know the vast majority of our employees, most of us do. He was an outstanding cop, and it always seems that we're not perfect, but it seems that when we lose an officer, it's always the best of the best, because they're the ones that when the call comes out, they don't hesitate. They don't hesitate to get there. And so I can tell you that from my experience with him, we've lost a really good, solid human being today, and it's a loss for the city. Imagine 2 officer-involved shootings in one night. Our city's changing, and we just have to understand that we have to be cautious, and we have to be aware that as we continue to grow, we're going to have challenges.
What kind of charges could he be facing?
Well, we'll see, but as far as I'm concerned, he needs to go for murder.
Did the officer get a chance to return fire at all?
The officer never had an opportunity to take his and holster his weapon.
Do you think any of this is caught on video within the store?
I'm confident that we will have very dramatic video of this confrontation.
What about dash camera?
It was inside the store.
With the microphone, the officer?
I'm sure we'll have audio.
What happens with the investigation from this point forward?
The investigation from this point forward, homicide detectives, in conjunction with this, the Special Investigations Unit, the District Attorney's Office, and the medical examiners will all work together to put together a case to present to the grand jury in this community, and hopefully to a jury that will hold this person accountable for taking the life of an officer who was simply trying to do his job and keeping this community safe.
Chief, did customers feel threatened, and that's why they called 911? What did employees observe?
Customers, we got calls from some of the employees, and if there were additional calls, I can't tell you right now, because the investigation's since in early stages.
And the officer was on the force for 3 years?
He was with us for a little over 3 years. Prior to that, he worked for the Public Safety Emergency Management as an airport police officer, and prior to that, he worked for the St. Angelo Police Department. As soon as we know that we've confirmed that his parents and his brothers and sisters have been notified, we will release his name sometime this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Police Chief. All right, so just to wrap things up, with the Austin Police Chief just told us he did not release his name because they are still waiting to notify family, but they did say once again that he was responding here just around 2 o'clock this morning after a 911 call to Walmart about an intoxicated person. We understand that the person who shot him is an Asian man. They did not say if he had a prior criminal record. He said that he was unprovoked. They said that the officer was shot point blank range in the neck and that it sounds as if he died out here at the scene despite many efforts. It was Walmart employees, he said, who jumped on the suspect to try to hold him down until other officers arrived. Those officers tried to perform CPR before EMS arrived, and they just were not able to save him. At this point, we do not have, as I said, the officer's name or age, but he had been with the police department for 3 years, and it sounds like he had a lot of experience prior to joining the Austin Police Department. Certainly, you could just see in the police chief's face the sadness, and in fact, one of the assistant chiefs, I don't know if you could see her behind him, she was crying in the background too. So certainly a hard day for the department, and at this point, charges are still pending against this person, but as you heard the chief say, he would like to see murder charges filed against this man who shot and killed this Austin police officer overnight here at the Walmart. It will certainly be the coming days before we see or possibly see the video from inside the Walmart store, but because it occurred inside the store, the chief feels very strongly that all of this was caught on camera, so they do plan to review that as part of the evidence in this case. And of course, if any more developments that come out of this throughout the day, we'll of course keep you posted on that. Sally and Robert.
Yeah, all right, Kate. Obviously a huge blow, and point out to the officer whose name is not being released just yet, a father and a husband, a father to 2 young girls. So a huge tragedy for the whole community this morning. Thanks, Kate.
Absolutely.
All right, KXAN.com for the latest on developments. We'll continue to do that for you all morning long here on the latest of the officer-involved shooting.